Hello and welcome to the Open Book Podcast with me, Stephanie Kaplan. This is a place where we don't judge books by their covers. We open them up and read the entire story. We'll talk through each chapter of life, reading pages of valuable lessons learned along the way, and we'll explore all things health, wellness, energy, and mindset. Each episode will be filled with passion, authenticity, and open book stories to help you transform your life and start embracing your true self. We all love a good story, so let's jump in and turn the page together. Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Open Book. I kind of lost my voice, but we're still going to go with it because I am super excited to talk about today's topic. And if you didn't listen to last week, go listen to it. It is just a summary about how I came about. For those of you that are just starting with this episode, just like a quick recap, I basically had a medium read around 2 years ago, changed my life all the way through from my mindset to my perspective to my beliefs. And it kind of ignited this new passion of mine, which is all around the blend of spirituality and neuroscience, because everything that we're experiencing in our reality is based on our beliefs, and our beliefs are built in our brain. So our subconscious brain, which we'll talk about in another episode. I know I keep mentioning this, but it's a total episode in itself. But basically everything is running from our subconscious brain. So I have been reading, learning, taking courses for the past 2 years, super deep in this stuff. I am so passionate about it, and it's so fascinating. So we're going to talk about all things on this podcast to really help you transform your mind, your perspective, your beliefs. And if you ever want to work one-on-one with me, that is also available. But what you just need to know is you have the full capacity to take control of your life at any time that you want. So let's start with one of the biggest aha moments for me. One of the key things that helped me shift my perspective and my mindset was all around that our thoughts create our reality and that everybody is our mirror. So I am sure that you have heard both of those phrases before. Maybe you understand what it means, but do you really know how to apply that in your everyday life? Because every single experience, thought, action that happens for you in your life is a reflection of your beliefs, and knowing this allows you to have full control of everything in your reality. So we basically live in an inside-out world. And what that just means is how we feel on the inside is basically what we see in front of us. It's our perspective on our experiences. It's how we actually view the world, and it's actually what is going to be matched and mirrored in front of us is solely based on how we feel about ourselves on the inside and the beliefs that we hold. So our perspective essentially comes from our beliefs, and our beliefs are repetitive thoughts that we have over and over and over again, essentially become a belief that we hold onto, and our brain is going to match experiences to the beliefs that we hold. This is why this is so important, right? There are billions and billions of data points that we're engaged with on a daily basis. And if we didn't have a part in our brain, a reticular activating system that actually allows us to solely focus on things, we'd go fucking crazy because it would just be information overload. We're able to focus based on the thing that we're focusing on, and based on the experience and what we're perceiving from it is essentially how our brain is matching that to the beliefs that we hold on the inside, right? I always like to use the example, and we can do a whole episode on the reticular activating system because it's super fascinating. But the little piece I'll give to you is if you're at a big concert and you need to find someone, your brain can say I am looking for Stephanie who's 5'4", that has dark hair. Maybe my hair's up in a slick back ponytail. I'm wearing a pink outfit. Your brain can look through a crowd of people and filter out people that match those specific things that you are focusing on and looking for. That is essentially how our everyday works, and it is matching to our belief system. This is why this is so fucking important, how important understanding what your deep-rooted beliefs are. And these stem from 0 to 7. And then every day we're being programmed by society, and our beliefs are forming and getting deeper and deeper because essentially every day our brain is matching the experiences to our belief system. So they're just getting more deep rooted. This is also why our parents and older generations, it's hard to, I'm air quoting here, change them. You can change at any age. So there's no defined rule, but they have such deep rooted beliefs that have just been essentially matching the experiences to their beliefs their entire life. And so it's super deep rooted for them. It takes a little bit more to really reprogram the subconscious brain and the belief systems that they hold. The other thing I want to call out around our thoughts create our reality, and it's an inside out world. So everyone's essentially mirroring how we feel on the inside. This is kind of hard for people to grasp sometimes because it is a harsh reality, because the onus is on you. You are the problem. You are the common denominator in all of the patterns in your life, right? You've been dating the same person in a different body and they keep making you feel the same way. You are the common denominator. You are the problem. You can take that as being harsh and maybe not something that you want to accept, but flip the perspective on it. The cool fucking thing about that is that you are also the solution. You also have control to change it. If it's your thoughts and your beliefs that are showing you what's in front of you, if you do not like what's in front of you, you have the power to change it. Like, that's what you should be focusing on, not that you are the problem, because you are. But it's great because you can fucking change it. So everything that happens to you, you're like, great, there is something in me that is making me an energetic match to feel this way right now. I want to shift that, so I have to change how I feel and what I believe. So this is really, really cool. And if you can just take a moment to like let this concept sink in, that your inner belief system is exactly what you're going to be shown in your day-to-day, in your reality, right? I always think about like, there is, a guy that's making fun of you or calling out your flaws or your biggest insecurities, and it's like deeply hurting you, you're crying, you're upset. They are showing you how you feel on the inside. The universe and our reality is essentially showing us how we feel. It's a teacher. It's just saying like, hey, Stephanie, let's go through the day. Let me show her all of these experiences to try to get her attention. It's like, okay, she cares a lot about career. Let's like put this boss in her way that's going to like mirror what she's doing in another area of life, because we need to get her attention. So like, let's put this guy in her way or this woman in her way that's going to make her feel a certain way, that to show her how she's being towards herself, how she's making herself feel in another area of life, because she cares about career so much. We're going to take that importance as like a way to get her attention, right? Maybe it's relationships, and we're going to put this guy or girl in your life that's going to trigger the fuck out of you in this way to show you, ding, 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 like, hello, Stephanie, we're trying to get your attention over here. We're going to put this person in your way to trigger the way that you're feeling on the inside, to show you you have to change it. Like, that is the fucking power. That is what is cool. That is what I mean when everything is happening for you instead of to you, right? That in itself is so powerful, and it's like such simple words, but like, if you can sit with that for a second, life is happening for you, not life is happening to you. And I'll give you like the way that you can think about that. When you're saying life is happening to me, it's like, oh, this happened to me, and oh, of course my car broke down. Like, always that stuff happens to me. I can't catch a break. I'm always getting the short end of the stick. And this guy just treats me like shit. And you're so lucky, Steph, because you have like a partner that is so kind and nice to you, and I don't, because that's just what happens to me. That's just what I got. Those are the cards that I was dealt. That's the victim mentality of life is happening to me, poor me, poor me, okay? I've lived there before, and I know this is like super harsh and it may be triggering to people, but that's what I'm here for. I'm here to trigger you. I'm happy to take on that role, because triggering you and hopefully getting through to you means changing your fucking life for the good. So I want you all to be in your power and living the way that I am living with this mentality, because it has changed my whole life. I hold the cards. I hold the power. I'm in control of everything in my life. Now, life is happening for me. It's like, wow, everything that I'm experiencing is for me. There's blessings in every experience, whether that be negative, and I'm doing quotes again, like there is no good or bad or positive or negative. We associate a meaning to it, and then that determines our reaction or feeling about it. I don't view anything as like positive or negative or good or bad in the way that most people do. An experience happens for me, and if it's quote unquote negative or bad in my mind, that is just showing me something that I need to shift. And then the positive, again, quote unquote positive or good experiences are showing me that I'm in alignment and that my mindset is working, right? That how I'm being and feeling is working. The feeling of abundance without having, money to feel abundant, you can feel abundant every day. We're abundant in air. Like, just sit with that for a second, because that one blew my mind. Like, we are abundant in air. You have unlimited amounts of air to breathe every day. How fucking cool is that? You can live in this feeling of being abundant by just, there's an abundance of trees and grass and air and things that are just around you. You can feel the feeling of abundance, and then your reality will match that, whether that be through like money, or whether that just be through maybe getting a cup of coffee, or people just like smiling and opening doors for you and you catch all the green lights. Those are things that are, again, showing you you're in alignment in your state of being, essentially, because it's just matching and mirroring how you feel on the inside. Everything in your life, every experience, touch point that you have every single day is just mirroring how you feel on the inside. Now, if you're sitting here thinking like, this is a crock of shit, this is bullshit, I don't believe this, like, proof is in the pudding. Like, there is no benefit to me saying this to you except for helping you take control of your life and stand in your power and shift your reality that you're living every single day. So the proof is in the pudding. You can just try these things out, feel these feelings, do all of these neuro programming statements and mindfulness tips and tricks and tools that you have in your toolbox to change your reality. And this is what I teach people to do, is just essentially shift their mindset, change their subconscious brain and their programming, because we are all programmed. I always think about, like, television is called programming. Like, the news is programming. They're straight up telling us what they're doing. We are being programmed every day in the way that they want us to feel. And I always think about, no matter what anyone's beliefs are on like COVID and whatever it is, just think about like what happened in that and how we were programmed into feeling and believing and living in a feared state. And then when you are in a feared state, how it is easy to be manipulated and controlled. So we want to just take our power back. I want everyone to just stand in their own power. You can control what you believe, what you perceive, and what your reality shows you on a day-to-day basis. So we have thousands of thoughts each day, and these thoughts are essentially creating our reality. It is what we're living in. So let's just talk about the two main takeaways here. Each of these concepts we will dig into further, because even though it just seems like a simple concept, there is so much depth within a simple line like thoughts create your reality and everyone is our mirror. Those seem like simple concepts and people are like, yep, I get it. But do you actually? Like, it's so deep and there's so much in that people miss the mark. They're reading it, but they don't know how to apply it. And this is something where I've listened to podcast over podcast and read books where it's just scratching the surface of these concepts that are so important. But if you don't know how to apply it in your everyday, it's just kind of like floating over your head and you're not actually utilizing the concept of your thoughts create your reality and everyone is your mirror. So we will do separate episodes on each of these and really just peeling back the onion of the simple phrases, because there's so much to it. But as a starting point, what I want to leave you with is your thoughts create your reality. And 95% of our thoughts are run by our subconscious brain. Our subconscious brain is formed from ages 0 to 7, and then it continues to get fed every single day throughout our experiences, because 95% of our thoughts are coming from this part of our brain. And so knowing that you're only consciously controlling 5% of your thoughts, we need to get a handle of the 95%. And part one of that is like awareness of what you are actually thinking. Okay, so like really just being conscious of the thoughts that you're thinking every day and writing them down. What is your self-talk? Let's start with ourselves, because everything boils down to our self-worth and our self-image. Like, we cap ourselves, like our ceiling is where we feel we are worthy. Like, what we are worthy of is basically the ceiling and the cap of what we experience. So we have to start there. And a lot of our thoughts are going to be around how we feel about ourselves and what we feel we are worthy of and how we perceive ourselves and what we think our value is in the world. And so really just thinking about, what are the thoughts that you think when you look in the mirror and somebody gives you a compliment, when you are interacting every day and somebody says something to you and you hold back what you actually want to say and being your authentic self because there's a thought that's in your head that is stopping you from doing that. A belief, if I say this, they're going to yell at me and they're going to hate me and then we're going to get divorced. And you go down this fucking spiral just from this one thought of like you wanting to speak your mind and then you don't. So become aware, consciously become aware. Like I would start with writing down your thoughts, because when you can like look at it on a piece of paper, take it out of your head and put it on paper to view it from like a third party of like, wow, I am fucking mean to myself. I am saying some shit. Let's think about those thoughts. If you are a business owner and you're thinking like, nobody listens to me, maybe my voice isn't worth it, I'm not able to control this situation, like, what are these thoughts that you have on a daily basis? They're so important to your reality and your belief system that we need to get a handle of them. We need to become conscious of our unconscious thoughts. So important. Step one, we're going to keep it at that. We're going to like take everything layers so we can all really understand it and apply it, because there is so much wisdom in podcasts sometimes that our brains also only grasp like 17% of everything we're hearing. So keep listening to things over and over again, especially when you're having aha moments, because you're going to take something different from it every time. And I want to make sure each podcast is short, sweet, with like a lot of stuff that we can take away and a lot of understanding on these concepts that we're going to repeat and go over from different lenses, because it's so important to see it from these different standpoints. The second is that everyone is your mirror. So what I also want you to take note of and be conscious of are the experiences that you have every day. What are patterns that you feel you are experiencing that feel like you have every day? Nobody's listening to you. No one's valuing you. No one's seeing you. You don't feel seen. What are these like experiences that bring out these feelings that feel like patterns? That's like one, right? A repeating pattern. But what are other experiences that you have? Maybe someone slammed a door in your face. Maybe you spilt your coffee. Maybe you got yelled at. What is the thing, the experience that you had in that day? And write it down and try to break down the feelings that you had, what that experience was, what that brought out in you. Because you want to uncover why you were a match to experience that experience today. It is not because you're unlucky. I can promise you, you did not get in the little fender bender because you're just unlucky and unlucky shit happens to you. You weren't an hour late because of traffic and you lost your keys and you spilt your coffee. Like, that didn't happen because that's just you and life happens to you and this is just how it is. These experiences are happening for a reason. It is there to teach you something, and it is because it is matching a certain way that you feel on the inside. It's trying to show you something that you need to shift. So write out these experiences. What were they? Try to really dig into the feelings that you felt during it. And if you're not a sensitive person or you don't want to go there and dig into your feelings, then you are not going to be able to change, because at the end of the day, everything we want, everything we desire, everything we're manifesting, we do not give a shit about the thing that we think we want, because we really don't care about the thing. We care about the feelings that the thing is going to bring us. No one cares about like the dollar amount of money. You want freedom. You want financial freedom. You want power. You want safety. These are the things that you want. You want the feelings. You don't care about like, yes, you have a person that you love and it's great to have like a human in a relationship, but you care about the way they make you feel. Any aspect of life. And the crazy thing and the cool thing again is you can feel those feelings now. You are in control. You can actually feel any feeling that you want to feel now by reprogramming your brain. And then when you feel that feeling, the world will mirror and match how you feel, which means your manifestations will come in. Your reality will show you exactly what you were desiring to see based on the feelings that you feel right now. And when you're forcing shit and you're putting people in boxes like, well, I'm just going to date this person because they check this box and it's okay and they're good enough. Forcing it. You're trying to create something in an external thing that you're desiring so bad. This person, gives me a little bit of that. Again, nobody can make you feel the way that you want to feel without feeling those feelings first. Only you can make yourself feel those feelings, and then those people will just be a mirror of how you feel on the inside. No person can make you feel any way that you don't already feel. So if you do not have high self-worth and high self-image, everybody is going to mirror how you feel on the inside, okay? 2 key concepts. We're starting here, just simple opening and understanding of these concepts. We're going to get so fucking deep on them, but just become conscious of your thoughts and become conscious of your experiences, because your experiences are just matching your beliefs and your thoughts are repetitive thoughts that create your beliefs. Two key things to really start becoming conscious of the belief systems that you hold so that you can stand in your power and shift them and create your reality. I love you guys so fucking much. Send me some other details of things that you want to hear more of. So much more to come. I have this fire to create a fucking episode every day. I just want to record and share. So I'm so excited for what's to come.